I'm Bruno Spire, a public researcher living with HIV and an activist member of AID, the main HIV community-based organization in France. I'm going to talk to you about the emergence of HIV community participatory research in France. In the 80s and 90s, it was quite simple for activists to influence policymakers with little to no scientific evidence. At that time, the context was very emotional. The media was interested by HIV because we were dying, and therefore, just shouting in front of the Ministry of Health was mostly sufficient to obtain new policies. For instance, non-occupational post-exposure prophylaxis was obtained in 1998 without any scientific evidence. This context changed when HIV became a chronic disease. Policymakers became more demanding in terms of scientific evidence to move forward. Naturally, the alliance between researchers and activists appeared as a promising solution for obtaining solid scientific evidence, which could then be used to convince policymakers to enact change. In this context, with the political and financial support of ANRS, AID was involved in community-based participatory research projects. Such research programs were inspired by the needs of sero-concerned people. It's a bottom-up approach, but also a participatory process in which lay people can play a role at most steps of the research process, from the conception of the study to the data interpretation through data collection and publications. A balance had to be found between the academic expertise and the lay knowledge led by life experience. However, such research needs to follow the same rigorous approach as any science. I'm going to very briefly recall 3 historical examples of ANRS-funded community-based research programs that led to publications and to social transformation. First, on this slide, the lay testing program that was able to show that lay testing was more efficient to attract high-risk MSM who were reluctant to go to medical testing. This program was co-constructed by the CBO AID and Yazdan's team and my own team. Thanks to this data, lay testing became possible from 2010. The second example is the community-based injection education program that demonstrated the utility of this new harm reduction tool. This project was co-constructed with AID, Médecins du Monde, and a group of Perrin-Roux in my team. The data that were generated were helpful to introduce such programs into French health law in 2015. The third example is the Hypergate trial, which provided evidence of the efficacy on on-demand PrEM in high-risk MSM. This trial, led by Professor Jean-Michel Molina, was conducted with AID and involved peer researchers who could enroll, coach, and support participants in the trial. Beyond these initial projects, the next speakers, Perrine and Mehdi, will discuss in details the interest of such research for scientists and for the stakeholders and advocates who are in the field every day. Thank you for your attention.